Welcome back, everybody, to a Game of Thrones Crusader Kings 3 Edition mod, and we are playing here as Lord Samwell of House Blackwood. If you haven't watched the last couple episodes, I recommend going and checking out episode 7, because that was like the most recent recap of kind of everything that's been going on. And then episode 8, I explained how the mods went nuts, and then episode 9, we were declaring war. So we are the Blackwoods. And we hate the Brackens. They are our arch rivals, and we have been desiring to take them down for ages, and luckily we have a claim on their entire duchy of Southstone here. So we are currently about to press our demands in this war against those darn Brackens. And as you can see, we are well outmatching them at the moment, although they have allies. However, they're only allied to people who are their vassals. Oh, and this guy, Tarth. Tarth could be trouble because they have a significant force, but they are way over here in the Stormlands, and we are way over here in the Riverlands. And therefore, it will take them a minute to get over to us. Us, however, we have several allies who we can call into battle, and why don't we do that right now? So Lady Moira of Lakehaven is the duchy directly south of Southstone, and she just so happens to be married to our son and player heir, and basically her children, our grandchildren, will inherit her titles. So this is basically might as well be considered ours. Now, here's the thing. She actually kinda hates me, partly because of the whole, we've murdered people thing. I kind of think she never found out that we actually murdered her father. So maybe she's not mad about that per se, but she doesn't like us. Partly, a lot of it's because of our religion. We are followers of the old gods, whereas everybody else around here is the faith of the seven. So that kind of disqualifies them from liking us for the most part. I want to make sure. Yep, there's the old gods. We'll never give up the old ways. Lormes, my grandson, is a bleeder. Ooh, uh-oh. Hope he survives. If not, Moira Blackwood is at least matrilineally proposed to this guy, Pond. So she's not going to join our war. Very unfortunate. Maybe we could get her to like us a little bit better and she would join, but we don't really have any money right now. So what are you going to do? I'm scheming to murder her and to sway her at the same time. So you know what? If she dies very soon and my grandson comes into possession of the Lakewood, I'm sure he'll join my war. Meanwhile, we've got Turnbridge right here. Turnbridge is pretty close, and Turnbridge, Adam here, is marrying my daughter, so he will join our war. It'll cost us 75 prestige, but we are very prestigious, so it should be no problem. Now, we were allied. Yeah, we're here allied to the Cape of Eagles, so I think she's already considering a proposal. I might have already sent them the request at the very end of last episode. Same with up here, we have an ally in the neck. So my other daughter, Moira, is married to this guy, not matrilineally. I always have trouble with that word. Not matrilineally. Matrilineally, unfortunately. However, his children are still, he's E.10 here. He's still technically our grandson. So he's Hale. He's a member of my family, and Vaon, Lord of the Neck here, should be joining us as well. So I think he is, already considering a proposal. So we're just going to have to unpause, and we are raising our armies, and we're just going to go meet the Brackens on the fields of battle and settle this once and for all. I hope you're excited. Let's go. There it is. Lord Vaon, of course I shall join you in this war. Our foes shall learn to fear the men of the neck. Why is he naked, by the way? That's just how he rolls, I guess. Here we are. Oh, I forgot about this. Lady Cherie of Lannisport. She is a Lannister, not the main house Lannister, the Lannisport Lannisters offshoot branch. And she absolutely despises us, probably because we murdered her family members. But we did it all so that she would inherit the title. And, well, also so that my son here, who married her patrilineally, would mean that all of her children are of our dynasty. So my dynasty, the Blackwoods, shall be inheriting the lordship of Lannisport in the next generation. A great boon to our house and for the future of House Blackwood. And sorry, Lannisters of Lannisport, no one shall remember your line in the future. Here we go. We got Cape of Eagles coming in too. Lady Darna, my daughter-in-law, is of course coming to our aid. And again, great because she's right here. She'll be here just like Turnbridge, also joining, ready to come back us up very quickly and swiftly. And we should, now that our armies are raised, we're going to bring them around Riverrun here, and we're going to go to meet them in the fields of battle. Look at that, they're already running away from us. A schemer was discovered. My spymaster has come to me with grave news. It is Sabara, the daughter of my rival, Lord Miles, that is plotting to kill me. Excuse me. How dare she? Yes, I might have pissed these people off at some point. This, my spymaster, you've done well. My rival. Yes, House Selmy. I seem to have pissed off House Selmy, so sue me. Meanwhile, they've run away from us, so we're just going to go ahead and stand on their capital holding. Seems my nephew Glendon Blackwood has had a child with Idoria Selmy. So this is why we pissed off House Selmy, realistically. Nice to meet you, Hazel. But you see here, Lord Janai of Rook's Rest, her primary heir just so happens to be Adora Selmy, who just so happens to be patrilineally married to my nephew Glendon of Blackwood. So once again, a title could be falling under our control, the control of my house's dynasty here. So Rook's Rest would be a great boon. Pretty close to us in the Riverlands. Might be nice to have a new holding set up down over in that direction. But meanwhile, these darn Brackens, they never stood a chance. I'm almost tired of sieging this down. I'd rather go fight them on the fields of battle and show them a thing or two. Meanwhile, what luck, my agents have discovered a way into the study where Lady Moira keeps her drafted letters. All her messages are now mine to read. Let's make this a regular thing. We gain intercepting communications for a little while, which ups our scheme secrecy power, or our scheme power, but our secrecy goes down. Our success chance, however, goes up plus 10%. I will take it. We are one step closer. Even though she has discovered the secret, we're just so good at scheming. We're still almost on lock to get her within the next 7 months. And that way, our line will be secure. Her titles will immediately pass to my grandson, and it'll only be a matter of time until all of our realm is consolidated under one rule. The Brackens here running away, cowards. I would expect nothing less. They stand no chance against our indomitable forces. Look at all of the men coming down from the neck to back us up. They are toast. Now you might notice they have High Heart here. It's because, I'll tell you in a second, the existence of my plot to murder Bertram Lyndon has been exposed. While my involvement is not yet known, this will make it a lot easier to make my plans come to fruition. Curses. What a pain. So we're trying to murder Bertram Lyndon here, who is, I guess, a vassal in the Gold Road under Lord Ormond here. Now, why were we trying to kill this guy again? Oh, that's right. He's a Hightower heir. His mother is one of the heirs to Hightower, so we actually have to get rid of her and her whole line. It's a monumental task, but not one we are not up for, considering we are such a good schemer. But this certainly sets us back. 8%? 8%? This is unacceptable. We'll never get him now. Oh no, what a bummer. I certainly hope he doesn't have any children, because that would slow us down even more. So many murders to do, all for the sake of our dynasty. This is all to get revenge for the Hightowers skipping over my sister's children, because her stupid husband took the black after she was murdered. Murdered, I say, by the little Hightower brat who we got back at. We got her, but now this guy's in charge. Another child. I'm not so worried about him. It's more like the line of succession. Like, he's gonna have to be a few years older to even start having kids. It's her and her line that are in the way. We gotta get them. All the way down to Melara here. Melara is marrying my nephew, my daughter's son, who should have inherited Hightower if, you know, my scheme had come to fruition properly. But yeah, we're gonna have to thin the line down until we get to her. This is not helping the situation, unfortunately. Right, but I was going to tell you about Highheart here. So you see, our war is against Lord Otho here of Southstone. He is actually the uncle, or the great uncle, of Lord Sefton here, who was in charge, but he was a child until his uncle, his great uncle, decided to say that he should be in charge of the family. He should be the High Lord over the throne. And so they had a bit of a civil war, and Lord Otho here won. But obviously the Lordship of Stonehenge, which is normally the capital of this region, still belongs to the original dynasty head heir and not his uncle. The uncle rules over the duchy, and maybe he will learn a thing or two about what it takes to be a ruler, as he is the one in charge whilst we destroy them once and for all and take over all of the duchy. We'll prove that they are not right to rule. He was never a true ruler. These lands have always belonged to us. Shall we take this 8% chance? I think we might as well. I mean, what are the odds? Either we get found out, everybody already knows we're a murderer, so I'll roll the dice. Well, heck it. What? Okay, so my murder has been thwarted. Obviously, I was like a very long shot, and they traced it back to me. So now he hates me, and we're boned on that front. Unfortunate, but look at that. We managed to capture Lord Otho in his home, just sitting there waiting around. We didn't have to fight a single battle. Just look at our war score. It's 100%. We just simply sieged his home and captured him where he stood, and now he has no choice but to succeed to our demands. To my new liege, peace be with you. You are a much greater foe than I imagined. In order to put an end to this bloodshed, I will comply with your demands. We gain some legitimacy. We get the High Lordship of Southstone, the duchy title. We also had a claim to the Lordship of Crossing Ponds, so that was just part of the war. We just get that too, so cool. And everybody else becomes our vassal. Lord Sefton here, who was in charge, is now our vassal. Lady Belissa of the Willows, Lord Lothar of Oldwythe, Lord Roger of Deadsteady, and Lady Sabitha of House Kemble here. So be it. We can disband our armies and go home. This is actually all of our home now. We have it all. And here are our important vassals. So we've got Deadsteady, there's Oldwythe, there's the Willows. We got the Highheart and Stonehenge here still. Now they absolutely hate us because we are still rivals of their house, in fact, whether we're direct rivals with each of them individually. No, not in this case at least, but our house is feuding with House Bracken, and we will never give up the feud. So now that we have a murder scheme plot free, since that abysmal failure of a murder there, I think we should continue our quest, our desire to destroy the line of both the Brackens, but also our enemies here. Yes, Sir Corson here was the next in line after Bertram. We might have failed to get Bertram, but that doesn't mean we necessarily fail to get Corson. There's no way he's going to join our court, but can we make a murder attempt? 95% chance. We are so good at scheming and murder. So long as nobody discovers the stupid plot, we should have a pretty strong chance of getting this guy. And I can only hope we all also snag Lady Moira in due time here and just take us one step closer to consolidating our realm. Just look how beautiful the Blackwood Vale would be if our territory stretched not only just from the Blackwood Vale itself, but through Southstone all the way to Lake Haven. A beautiful sight stretching across the center of the Riverlands, the heart of the power, the seat of power, and perhaps even one day Riverrun should be part of our empire, the very seat of what should be the kingdom of the rivers here. The Riverlands, I think, sooner or later should belong to our house's dynasty. Just saying. Maybe that day's sooner rather than later. Lady Glenna of House Massey here. She was married to Lord Otho. Yeah, bad call marrying a Bracken, but what are you gonna do? I'll accept his 25 gold to ransom her back. Got a couple of his prisoners. Rob Rivers here. He's a bastard. Lowborn. Maybe he'll pay once he pays for his wife. Thoroughly informed. The serving staff of a court is often conveniently overlooked as they overhear conversations, clean up, move unnoticed through the hallways. It says though the hallways. I think that's a typo. Maybe it's because nobody ever reads these. This is also the case at my acquaintance Corson's court, which presents an opportunity. Some will be convinced to let information slip to my agents. My murder scheme gains informants, as my informants could give me valuable information, but they are also amateurs, with all the risks that implies. So my secrecy chance could go down, but my scheme power could go up. I don't need my scheme power to go up anymore. The risks are too great. I need to put my faith in people that I trust. I'm already so good at murder that just increasing the chance that they might get found out, or my scheme might get found out, could ruin everything, just like it did with his stupid brother. Meanwhile, we have an alliance proposal from the Trident's Mouth. So, this guy right over here. We're just on the other side of Harrenhal. What's he say? To the impressive Samwell, despite our lack of bonds by blood, I believe we both stand to gain from an alliance. I propose that we join forces and fight our foes together. So he just wants to negotiate an alliance with me because he thinks we're a cool dude and that we should be homies and support each other. He's got decent amount of troops. Heck, and why not? Why not have another ally? I think we're one step closer to making our stake here for the throne of the Riverlands. We're gathering support among the peoples here. We've got the Cape of Eagles, we've got Turnbridge, we've got Lake Haven, and now we have Trident's Mouth. It looks like we are the real kings of the rivers, if you know what I mean. Oh, but what's this? Some people are upstarts. Of course, those darn Brackens can't stand my rule and wish to put upon me a faction to install Lord Otho back to the seat of command here. Lord Lothar the Honest of Oldwythe. Yeah, well, dude, I hope you cause a little ruckus just so that you rebel and I can put you in prison, and then we'll see what's what, legally and all effectively. Meanwhile, we have a meal to die for. My agents have prepared for weeks. The cook has been bribed to look the other way. The poison has been acquired, and the duck was gifted to Lady Moira alone. It will be rubbed with the poison, and the bed of herbs will mask the smell as it is served. The deadly bitterness will be the last thing my target ever tastes. Bon appetit, Moira. Let's go for this. 83% chance we get her. Murder prevented. The gourmet knows. Lady Moira still lives. The poison, roast swan, everything was going according to plan until she noticed something was off. We tried to poison her favorite dish, and she noticed it had a different smell at once and threw it away. Noticing right off the bat, eh? Looks like I need a new plan, and we'll have to try again and restart this scheme. Curses! I was really hoping that we would have a chance to do a little something else, but we just might, as we have managed to get another perk of our intrigue lifestyle here, and we already are a very good schemer, and we could go down this new spy master path that's exclusive to this mod. You can like recruit spies in people's courts. The thing was, I had really bad luck recruiting a spy. My sister was my spy in the court of the High Towers, and as soon as they discovered she was spying on them for me, like trying to pass me along secrets from their court or try to get hooks on people from their court, it could have been really useful. But she got discovered, and then they killed her. They straight up executed her on the spot. This like 12-year-old girl was like, nah, your sister spying on our court, she's done. She's a deader. Dead, done, gone. And that's when I knew we had to swear revenge. I think I will be forever infamous. This also unlocks the murder feast. Can we actually maybe even host our own red wedding? Ooh, I don't want to get your hopes up, because actually holding a successful murder feast is very difficult. We actually have to be able to invite everybody, like maybe invite people in our realm, like the Brackens, who are our vassals and might be obligated to attend our feast, and then we could kill everybody who's there. Hold on, I need to find out if this is real. The murder feast. You will choose how to murder your honorary guest and their entourage. You're not inviting guests, you're luring victims. You can only host a murder feast every 15 years. Targeting your liege or head of faith will have big penalties. That's fine. We're going to target our own vassals. That's right. And why not host it down here at the Lord's Mill? It looks like the greenest pastures with manor houses galore in which to host this feast. We'll have a caravan master because we're going to have to go down here ourselves. We don't need any extra protection or anything like that, though. Our intent is to relax. I don't know about that. Okay, so we want to invite... Oh, yeah. Look at all his kids. Lord Humphrey here. Lord Otho of High Heart. Right now, he is the target of the faction to install him to be reinstated as the Duke of Southstone here. So why not just take him out of the picture? Him and his whole entourage shall come along. I don't want to invite my friends or close family. I don't want to invite my liege. I will invite vassals, their spouses, sure. My courtiers and court guests don't need to come along, and my fellow vassals don't need to come along. We only need to invite our own vassals, because that should be everybody who needs to be here, basically. Yeah, Lord Lothar is the one who started the faction. He's only got one little kid, though. And his wife, she's pregnant, but she's in jail for some reason. By him. Oh, I wonder why she's in jail. She's an adulterer, so is this not his child? Ooh, scandal. And, okay, so we don't have any other legacy there. Prestige gain? We don't need to gain prestige. We don't need to have much opinion gained about us. We can host a moderately... We can even lose prestige. This is about murder. So let's start the feast and invite the people. And okay, so now that we've got our new perk here, I'm going to switch over my focus over to the domain focus. And we're going to try to pick up this... Wait. Oh, I was going to go for a claims throne scheme from administrator here, but I realized they changed it in the mod. Normally this meritocracy perk doesn't give you vassal tax contribution, like that's what Harrigild here does for you. This is normally claim the title of your liege by a scheme so that, you know, you can then maybe press that claim through non-real reasons. But, you know, it's a claim. You've fabricated it. But damn, no such luck. So Shoot. I just switched my focus for no good gosh darn reason. Luckily, it doesn't seem to have affected our scheme success chances very much. But here we go, starting our feast. A gruesome start. I shall introduce my guests to my particular set of festivities when I host banquet feast over at Lord's Mill. Everything is prepared in the utmost detail, and I'm sure they will feel welcome. It will be a feast to remember for those left alive. This feast is in honor of Lord Otho, a truly remarkable human being who deserves additional reverence. I do look forward to a good feast and letting off some steam. I can't wait. Here we go. Feast making time. The servants run across the hall, bringing the final decorations. Some of the guests are yet to arrive, and I indulge myself with a delicious drink by the fire. Oh, I seem to have spotted some big troubles already. We have a lovely time ahead of us, don't we? Yes, indeed. He's traveling on his way. What's this? Someone is plotting to kill my nephew Ormond, not my sister's child, who's betrothed. I'm trying to get on the throne of the High Towers through my revenge. All of my plans for revenge. You can't kill him. How am I gonna get my revenge? Him being put on the throne it's like part of it, you know? It makes it juicier because, like, he deserved it. And now I just have to scheme twice as hard to get it in there. But curses, well, I'm very good at intrigue too, so I should find out who that is. In fact, so my council, I have this guy. He's actually already trying to disrupt schemes. If I had him supporting my schemes, we'd be even better at schemes. We don't even need to be better at schemes. We just need to be a little bit better about this one. I mean, we'll try again in 10 months. We'll see. But this one, yeah, 8 months, let's go. We should still get this. So hopefully my spy master discovers who's trying to kill my nephew, because we can't have him die. He's part of our need for revenge. Anyway, the feast. Here we go. Vile gathering. As the guests file into the great hall, I spot them one after the other. Lord Otho. How dare he step into my house? And his entourage. All enemies of mine. Enemies of the realm. And the servants light the great hearth. And I suddenly have an epiphany. What if the scourge of their existence could be cleansed all at once? Otho and his entourage. I want them all gone. Or I could only want Otho. No, I think I want his entourage too. Otho needs to die, but no one can suspect me. No harm will befall them. I mean, guess right, schmeshed right. Am I right? I know we are a follower of the old gods. We honor our oaths like the good first men houses do. We never forget an oath. And we always remember. The North remembers. We're originally Northmen, remember. And also, the Blackwoods, our house words are to never forgive and never forget. And we will never forgive nor forget the Bracken's slights to our house over the many, many generations. And so, we feel justified in our desire. You know, we might be breaking guess right, but you know, who broke their promises first? Was it the Brackens when they abandoned the old gods, you know, for the faith of the seven, when the Andals came who allied with our enemies? Or, you know, who was our vassal when we were kings and betrayed us with sellswords in order to usurp their throne in Southstone and move away? Yeah. We remember the ancient history. That's how the Blackwoods remember it, at least. So we are already known to be a murderer. We are ruthless. We are an intricate web weaver. We are callous. We do not care. We are zealous in our belief. And we are arbitrary. We do as I will, with little regard for what others think. My will be done. And Otho and his entourage will also be done. Let us begin the feast. I want them all gone. What's this? Lord Lorimes of Ravensmarch. Finally, I have uncovered the truth. The cold-blooded buffoon behind my acquaintance Tyrian's early demise was none other than my steward, Lord Lormius. Oh, he thought he would get away with this heinous crime? But mark my words, Lormius will pay dearly for his sins. I need to plan my next move. Sorry, Tyrian of House Lannister My wife was just murdered under mysterious circumstances this very day by Lord Lormius here? What? My wife? You murdered my wife? Dude, I thought we were chill. Look, we're both old goddess followers. You were the only people in my whole realm, who was chill with the old gods. You even have the raven in your sigil, a raven on a white bear's back. Well, you've got the ravens around the Raventree Hall tree here. What are you talking about? Murdered my wife? How dare you? He will pay. We had a whole thing in the past, you know, we've learned to love our wife. She gave us 6 beautiful children. And we had a whole kind of coming around where we realized that we loved her and we were dedicated to her in our life. And for her to be murdered, I thought we were going to grow old together. We were only in our 50s. How dare he? This will not be forgotten. Lord Lormius, your days are numbered. As soon as this murder scheme is up, you are number 1 on my hit list. Buddy, your Raventree March, this slight cannot stand. I could blackmail him for the secret, but I know I'm going to simply expose the secret. He murdered my wife, and everyone's going to know about it. I now have a reason to imprison him, a rightful reason to imprison him, and he murdered my family. I demand you report to my jail cell immediately. Immediately. The witness. As I stumble outside to relieve myself, I hear shouting around the corner. As I turn it, I see my steward, Lord Lormius, sneer as he sinks his blade into the face of the cowering Lady Tyrianne. Oh my god, I get to see it. I witnessed the murder myself. Whatever sound I made must have been enough for Lormius to turn towards me, surprise on his face. Yeah, everyone will know of your crime. I already did this, because I could have just done pause. I should have given it a second, I guess. Till death do us part. Tyrianne has been murdered. She drew her last breath. Relief washed over me. Perhaps I should be ashamed, but in truth, there was no love lost between us. I'm finally free to start my life anew. I mean, that's what the game is telling me, but that's not how I feel about it. I feel like we learned that we appreciated her. There we go. He becomes my rival as he faces justice and joins my prison. As per my orders, Lord Lormius is now confined to his home. I have posted some guards to ensure he's compliant with the house arrest. House arrest? Huh. You think you're just gonna get away with house arrest, my good lad? I don't think so. We'll come back to this feast in a moment. First we have to deal with Lord Lormius here. First of all, you're going in the dungeon. Second of all, you're getting tortured. That's just how it goes. Third of all, you were my steward, so now you're getting replaced. Lady Belissa of the Willows, one of my new vassals down here. She deserves to be my steward, and my master at arms is going to increase county control as well in the meantime. Finally, we can get back to this feast, only to have this happen all over my new shirt. Look at this drunken fool. We could all tell Lord Edmund had too much to drink, even though he insisted on showing us how sober he was. Simply rising from his seat proved too much for him, and now I am covered in stinking vomit. You ought to be ashamed of yourself, Edmund. Edmund, I'm not impressed. My Castellan and vassal, province of Horse's Halt, you don't deserve to be seated upon my council. I do not think anymore. Don't you think? Don't you agree, my lad? Would I put a Bracken on the council, though? I don't think so. Lord Quincy here, of Mudgrave. He may be a powerful vassal, one of my new vassals I should show some favor to. Actually, he's one of my OG vassals. But yeah, I'll show him some favor and get him to continue to boost my renown by presiding over the council. Oh, wow. running a realm is a lot of hard work, isn't it? And so the torture, yes, of course. Justice for murdering my wife. When one can twist words for pleasure as well as myself, twisting them for harm is a simple matter. Taking out the long volume of poetry from my arm, I unfurl it, letting the scroll hit the floor and roll gently backward out the door. Then I start my reading. I could listen to his screams for hours as I ramble on endlessly. My vassal of Temple on Warehell, she's matrilineally married to this nobody, but my spy master seems to have been having an affair with her. The affair has been exposed. A loud crash resounds from the great hall as one of the doors to the service quarters break. In a barely clothed tumble, my spy master, Lord Bastion, and my vassal, Lady Arwen, spill out onto the floor in front of everybody. To imagine they had such a secret. Well, I care not. Do as thou will. You have been an excellent spy master to me. Seduce all you want, oh great seducer. Oh, but what's this? Tastefully insulting. As plate after plate of food is brought into the great hall, an unmistakable smell reaches me, and I smile that my subversive vassal, Lady Arwen, is sensitive to lemon is something I sadly forgot to tell my cook. I bid you all welcome, and I pray that you will find the food to your liking. I could say especially you, and she has a bad reaction to the food and hurts her health, makes her maybe a rival, or I could save her and she gets a weak hook on me, or I get a weak hook on her for saving her. Isn't that nice? And then here we go, finally, the murder feast. The conversation with Lord Otho couldn't be more amicable. My eyes wander toward the imported teas as he goes on a long lecture on his friends. All the other guests have left. Of course, they wouldn't want to interrupt the important matters that my honorary guest wishes to discuss. The poison is tasteless, undetectable. Finally, they are gone. So who's this? Lord Otho and Franklin Esther? Who the hell are you? This is his entourage? What are you, like his caravan master or something? Who the heck are you? Just some random courtier who came along? I was hoping he would bring his family, to be honest. What's Humphrey doing? He's just sitting around at home? Why didn't you come, dude? Come to the feast. Come on. Well, there it is. A happy ending. The candlelight makes the blood look like a velvet tapestry spread down on the floor. I breathe again when I see the last of my captains clean his sword. He quietly nods at me. I give a sign to one of the men to close the doors. I bid farewell to my guests. A real pity. A job well done. I gain 54 dread. I lose 200 legitimacy. Oof. Actually, huge oof. I gain a grim supper, which hostile scheme power goes way up at a cost of little diplomacy. And because I'm callous, I lose tons of stress. And all my guests lose 10 opinion of me. My captain of wisdom gained 5 glory experience for his accolade because he helped me kill all these people. He gained XP for it. That's hilarious. Well, there it is. I finished the feast. Now I get to stroll on back home. His heir, Lord Humphrey, has inherited. To my liege, I know what you did. Consider yourself lucky you weren't there, Humphrey. You may become my rival, but, I mean, I was really hoping that you would be among the entourage in the first place, so one step at a time, one murder at a time here. In fact, I don't need to murder this guy or anything. He is already a known criminal. He's in my jail, in my dungeon. I already tortured him, and well, here's the thing. I could just revoke his title. It would really hurt my legitimacy. I'd lose 100, but I think I'd still be above my minimum threshold, so should I just do it? I mean, who's this guy? Your primary heir? Some loser, some nobody. House Burn, you have insulted me for the last time. Your title is mine, and Raventree's march shall be stripped from your family for all time. And I'm not going to move you to house arrest. You can just languish in my prison for the rest of your life in the dungeon. That would be great. I think that's solid. Solid for you. Now, what to do? We also picked up, remember, the Lordship of Crossing Pond because we had a claim to it. Now, the Kembles here, House Kemble, should have been in control of it, but I took it away from them, so doesn't it sort of seem right if I give it back? Now, she was married to a Bracken, and so the Brackens would have inherited, so I don't feel that bad, actually, now that I took it away. But instead of a Bracken inheriting it, maybe this kid should have inherited it instead, Rhys Kemble. Oh, but he's sort of just another offshoot of the Brackens at the end of the day, Lord Otho's grandchild. So, no, I don't think so. I don't really feel like that's a little title that you deserve to have. After all, I would have kept it in the family, Kembles, but you know, you're too mixed up with that Bracken blood. I can't trust it. So, Crossing Ponds is mine. Well, that just means I have to give it to somebody. Now, everybody's already kind of married off and got their own thing going on. Tilebert here, my bro, my maester. Lord Sefton of Stokeworth here. He could be on my hit list too, but he's really low priority. What about this guy? He is High Valyrian, believes in the old gods, and is matrilineally married to my niece Myra. Why don't we see what he can get up with the High Lordship, or the Lordship of Crossing Pond here. I feel like if I give him a title, they're all the more likely to start having babies. And yeah, that could be a cool offshoot of our house. The Crossing Pond Valyrians of House Blackwood. It's got a cool ring to it. So, because I can't directly grant the title to women because of the laws of the realm, I'll grant it to her husband and let her have children to our dynasty's house because of their marriage type. So there you go. I could remarry, but I'm feeling a little down about it. Just feeling like that's not quite where we're at. In fact, if I had the money, I might even consider hosting a funeral for her, but we might have to save up a little bit for that. So I feel like that's a great place to end this episode, and I hope you'll join me for the future to see what we can do about the rest of the realm and where our future lies with this playthrough. We at least have to see things through. King Aegon II, still alive. He's 43 now, still in charge, and still attacking the mountain and the Vale in order to vassalize them back into the control of the Seven Kingdoms. So we will still have to see how that turns out in one of the upcoming episodes. So there's still lots to look forward to. We could try to take over the Riverlands. We could try to get back up into the north to reclaim our ancestral homelands here. But, you know, it's all very hearsay. So, yeah, join us next time. Subscribe and follow the playlist. Thanks for watching.